What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to The Real Reality. Today's video is actually the first of its kind and is dedicated to a series of videos that are solely based on the idea of food for thought. So what I'm going to be doing is any type of thought that I feel like it's worth mentioning or worth pondering on, I will share with you guys, and we can definitely start a conversation based on what you guys think. Now, today's video specifically is dedicated to a book that I've started reading, and this book, needless to say, is definitely worth sharing. The book is a really short book, so if you guys don't like reading books, you definitely should read that one. It's called an Ascension Handbook. It's written by Tony Stubbs. Special thing about this book, though, it is not thought of by a person, should you say. It is written most likely by a person and published by a company, but the material that is inside, the actual words, the ideas, the information that is being shared is channeled by a entity called Serapis. So, high frequency entity that knows much more about what goes on in the universe. So, quite interesting book, and is by far the most knowledge saturated one. So what I'm going to be doing is, in every video that I do have about this book, I'm only going to bring about 3 ideas or 3 facts that I want you guys to ponder on. Take it as it is. Keep in mind this. The notes that I have taken on this book and I want to share with you guys is nowhere as perfect or as detailed as what Serapis will tell you. You will see that when you listen to a higher entity like this, their way of expression is so flawless. There's no questions. Really brief points that I will bring up to you guys, but if you guys want to read the full thing, I definitely suggest reading the book. I'll post up a link on the bottom so you guys have an idea of where to get it from. But anyways, without further ado, let's get to the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Energy is the stuff behind everything. So the reason why I put that down to share with you guys is because understanding the building blocks of life really gets you to rethink the situation and everything. So energy is the stuff behind everything, meaning that is the ingredients of life. And when you get down to the really basic, really small particles of life, there's energy. And energy makes up your physical body, makes up your thoughts, your emotions are made out of energy, your spirit is made out of energy. So ultimately, everything that you will ever come in contact with, ever, is made out of energy. And energy has 2 different characteristics that kind of gives us the view of different things. And that is the amplitude and its frequency, which is the rate at which it vibrates. So for some of you guys who have studied biology or chemistry or anything like that, you would know that deep down everything kind of vibrates. There's nothing that is truly solid. It is the intensity of the particles and how fast they're moving that kind of creates what everything is. So energy is the stuff behind everything. Keep that one in mind. The second thing that I wanted to share with you guys is the idea of your spirit. Or should I say the idea of your spirit and his spirit and her spirit and their spirit is actually false. There is no such thing as your spirit or his spirit or anything else. There is one spirit. Once you get beyond the level of separation, there is going to be only one type of energy, which is spirit, and that can take multiple different shapes and forms depending on the frequency and its amplitude, right? So what Serapis will mention in his book is that it refers to source, God, whatever you call it, universe, energy. It refers to it as spirit, and you and I, and him or her, this is a individualized portion of spirit. So it's kind of like an extension of it. It's kind of like you have a hand and you have 5 fingers. You're not calling each different one Dimitar's finger 1, Dimitar's finger 2. These are part of you. So you are part of Source. You're, let's say, one of his fingers. And that is a really, really mind-blowing way of looking at things, just because I was raised in a religion where I thought the power was out there and I'm the inferior one. But understanding that you're part of it, yes, you're not the majority. Don't be selfish now. You're not the majority of spirit, but you're by far the biggest part of spirit that you can ever be. So the one thing that they refer to as your spirit or his spirit is the spirit self. So that is the concentration of consciousness through your point of view. And I've talked to you guys about that before. Since we are creators of our reality, one of our creations that we have is our personality. By that I will refer to as the ego, and Serapis actually calls it the ego self. The ego self is literally your self-image that you have acquired and you have built up over time, from the time that you were born, or maybe even earlier, with the name that you're given and characteristics and all that stuff. So the ego self is just the way that you see yourself in the physical form through your 5 senses. But anyways, that's for another chapter. But as of right now, these are the 3 things that I would like to share with you guys. The energy is the stuff behind everything, meaning that everything is made out of energy, even the neutrons and electrons and protons and all that good stuff. Of course, the difference between energy is the amplitude and the frequency. And second thing would be the idea that there's no your spirit, his spirit, all that stuff. It's one spirit. You're just individualized portions of it. And the third, the thing that I'm mostly fascinated with is our creation of the ego self, and understanding that your ego self is not who you truly are. That has helped me take almost 100% of the things that I encounter not personally. Because egos are developed, or ego self, as Serapis calls it, are developed due to your environment, and I can't really blame anybody for being in their environment. So everything is as is until you feel some type of way about it. This is the best book, and that's how I feel about it. And I will see you guys next time when I do another video on this. It's the best book ever. The most informative, should I say. But yes, guys, if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to let me know. If you guys would like to follow up with the other things that are in the book, if you don't want to read it and you just want to hear the major points, subscribe, follow up, and I will definitely get those delivered to you. But that is it, guys. You guys are the best. Happy holidays to everybody, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.